Hello and welcome to some r/ProRevenge, brought to you by Reddit Saved Me Again and is titled, My Landlord Got Not Exactly What He Deserved, but it sure was a rough ride for him. So, I had a landlord who was pretty absent. I lived in this building, which was a high-rise that was like 20 stories, for 10 plus years. He, despite living next door to me, was absent and cold personally, but cool enough. The rent was good and our agreement was never bother him about anything, unless it's an absolute emergency. Shower head wonky? Go buy a new one. Fridge breaks? Get it fixed. Or, dude, just buy a new one. Take out what you pay in rent. I lost the receipt? I don't care. I know more or less what a fridge costs, just take it out the rent. Finally, his wife decides she wants more rent. Wants to rent the place out as an office, which is not legal, but she wants us out ASAP. I agree to move out a month early and I get a month's rent back, plus deposit. Complete 180 on their part. The place is ruined, I can't give you anything until you fix all this stuff. Two main things. My cats did scratch up the leather legs of the dining table, and the pull-up bar made 2 dents in the door frame of the kitchen, which was quite nice hardwood. They come to me with this list of tons of stuff. Like, oh, you hang a photo frame here, this tile is slightly chipped. This is the busiest work time of the year for me, but I'm trying to be cooperative, sure. I got the table legs re-leathered, spackled the photo frame wall hole, and I can't do anything about the door frame. Take it out the deposit. I patched the tile, like dozens of little everyday wear and tear things. Like, you want me to change the window screens? These are new screens and in nicer shape than when I moved in, but I still did them all. I trusted the guy, and I gotta get my money. At the end, he should have been giving me 24,000 RMB, which is about £2,500. He gave me 5. I still need to use the money to fix all that stuff. If you can't accept the 5, I can't give you anything at all, he said. I was super pissed, but I took the 5. Now, people in the building are gossipy. I don't participate, but I did tell this one older lady about my frustration, and she told everyone. The wife went from being the star of the mummies group of the building to nobody wanting to talk to her. People shunned the guy too. I originally told them I was planning on moving to another city, but an opportunity came up and I ended up renting a similar unit in the same building. So they thought they could just screw me over and not have to see me, but now they still did as well. Often. Get the babushkas involved, they will spread everything like wildfire. A year later, the office calls me with some questions about how to do something with the floor heating. I go, door frame is not fixed and still has dents. I call the guy like, what the hell, man? And he tells me to mind my own business. 5 years later, well, that's a big time skip. 5 years later, I see the light at my old place is still on at 3 AM. That's odd. I go to check and the door is open and the place is just trashed. Absolutely ruined. Cabinets broken, stuff on the walls, writings that says lazy landlord, and the dent on the kitchen door frames are still there. So the guy never fixed anything, he just kept my money. By this time, smartphones were popular and we had a chat group for the whole building, so about 500 people. I took pictures and posted everything. Apparently, he had also nicked these people's deposits, and there was a huge ruckus when they trashed the place, and cops were called. All these people chime in with complaints and pictures. People smoking in the hallways, leaving leaky rubbish outside the front door, videos of people using foul language in front of children, and dirty footprints, and all of that. He got fined a lot. For 1, creating a public disturbance. 2, degrading the quality of the living space. 3, illegally renting to residents as an office. And to top it all off, the building management wouldn't grant him permission to have workers in to fix the place. So it sat there empty for like 6 months. And the fines were big too. Take 1.5 months rent from me, you lose a year's rent. Suck it, bro. Very nicely done. 5 years later is a bit of a long wait, but that's sometimes the sweetest revenge. Especially being one of those old-timey flats where everyone's a bit of a community. You tell the old ladies and they're better than CCTV cameras, the old ladies they are. Renting in China, someone says. To get our bond back, I went to the agent's office and refused to leave until they paid, and I was there for hours. After a screaming match, I had to walk them to the ATM to get it. Another former tenant was there chasing their bonds as well. The agency was trying to claim their whole bond for damages done to the tenant's personal items after the apartment flooded from a broken pipe in the wall. Now, another comment says, good for you. There was a viral video I saw recently of a landlord in China unwilling to fix some girl's AC/heater, and the whole thing escalated into basically the tenant telling the landlord to keep the deposit and then moving out, but not before absolutely destroying the place. Clogging sinks, turning on water, breaking mirrors, unplugging the fridge, leaving food out, as well as smearing a bunch of stuff all over the walls, destroying furniture, etc. The absent landlord didn't know any of this until the property management called her and that her downstairs neighbour complained about water coming down from her apartment. I think in the end it was basically the same result, where the landlord got absolutely effed in the A, all because of greed and perceived power. Plus, the comments tearing her to shreds were the cherry on top. Yeah, I can imagine if you did that in the UK, you'd be absolutely destroyed. Like, there are definitely some people out there that deserve that to happen, but you'd be taken to court, you'd be sued, you'd probably even get jail time, so yeah, you wouldn't be able to get that kind of revenge back home. And the next story comes from IRZE403 and says, guy quits his job thinking he became rich. Hey, new to Reddit, I thought I'd post my story here. I work for a construction company and we do remodeling on homes. We have a rule here that we get to keep anything we find hidden behind the walls. We hired this guy, we really need a worker badly, who was a total a-hole from day one. I've been working for the company for 5 years and this guy has only been doing construction for 1 year after he got fired from his accounting job for getting a DUI. Anyway, he would always make fun of my clothes and my accent, and one day he went too far by telling my boss about my private Instagram account pictures. He got on my phone and looked through my Instagram page and showed my boss pictures of me smoking weed. Little did he know that my boss is my friend from 8 years ago when we used to smoke together before we both quit. I was so mad that he violated my privacy, then I made a plan to completely screw him over. He was the kind of guy who would always come in late and complain that trains or traffic is why he's always late. One day, I overheard him saying that if he won the lottery, he would quit this job for not getting the respect he deserves. You have to earn your respect here. One day, I bought some fake gold coins online and I put them in a metal box I found in an antique store and waited for the chance to hide it in a wall. Luckily, I did not have to wait long. The day he found the coins, it seemed like it was his best day ever. First thing he did when he opened the box, he called my boss an effing loser and he quit immediately on the spot. He said, F this place, I'm rich. Little did he know, that was the best day of my life, not his. After he quit, my boss told us that he was going to fire him anyways for always showing up late. I wish I could have seen the look on his face when he finds out the gold coins are fake. Best $40 I spent in my life. Edit, these houses are bought at auction. People don't live here, so everything is owned by the construction company. That is some brilliant revenge. Top comment says it best. What an absolute moron. Before I get these appraised or even think twice about why these would be here, I'd better burn this bridge immediately. Best thing is telling his boss to F off because he's now rich. The keep what you find rule sounds extremely like a house rule, so I'm pretty sure the boss could have just said, no, you're on the job when you found that, and that makes it company property. Damn, you only gave him a shoelace to work with and he still hung himself. Bravo. That's the best kind of pro-revenge for me. Small, quick and simple. But especially great to do that to idiots. Apparently at my firm there was this guy that quit and seems a lot like the dude you're describing. Full of himself, thinks he's the greatest and doesn't know what an Ethernet port was, so to speak. A client of ours actually recommended him, and since the team needed an extra hand they took him. One night he decided to upgrade the OS and some other systems for the company that recommended him and completely messed it up. Didn't back up or anything, just proceeded like an idiot. Team spent all of next day trying to sort this mess out, while the woman there who did the recommendation was shouting she never wants him near this stuff again. Like, girl, you said we should hire him. But anyway, yeah, he left thinking he can open his own firm, and he did. It was open for 1 month, tried to poach clients from us, failed miserably, then just quit his own company. Oh yeah, it's just shocking that you could be so dumb to just see that and then not even go to get it appraised or check. Maybe you hide it, maybe try and sneak it off site. Maybe then after you've done that you get it appraised, find out how much it's worth, or you don't just find a box of random coins in the dirt and just immediately quit. But even if they're legitimate, they could still only be worth £1 or £2. Like, what an idiot. Well, he got what he deserved, and very well played by you for setting that up. That is brilliant. But on that, I am going to leave it there. If you did enjoy these videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. And put a comment down. What do you think about these videos? What would you have done in these situations? And I will see you again next time.